Will Alabama find their quarterback? Now, we're going to probably watch Alabama, and we're probably going to overreact to what we see and probably overreact to what we learn and all this other stuff. So we're going to draw some ridiculous comparisons to yesteryear and say, well, he's not as good as Bryce Young, or, I don't know if he's quite Mac Jones, or I don't know, he doesn't really have that Tua instinct feel. Fine. But think back since the time Nick Saban took over in Tuscaloosa. And let's just say 2009, who I'm very familiar with that quarterback competition. I'm sure, and I don't know this for certain, but I'm sure there were rumblings out in Tuscaloosa like, I don't know about the quarterback. Well, guess what? In 2011, when A.J. McCarron was battling Phillip Sims, I heard rumblings from the coaching staff and other people associated with the program. Hey, I don't know. We'll find out. Well, A.J. McCarron ends up winning the job, ends up being pretty good. 14, A.J. McCarron leaves. Well, there's a battle between Jake Coker, a transfer from Florida State, against Blake Sims. And Blake Sims looks terrible in the spring game. And they're like, we can't throw it to save our life. Well, next thing you know, Blake Sims actually ends up being a pretty good player. Then the next year, Blake Sims leaves. How are they going to replace him? Jake Coker is going to battle Cooper Bateman, and they're going to battle back and forth. And it won't even be until game 4 before Jake Coker secures the job. And then 16, taking it the next year. Oh, we can't start a true freshman. Jalen Hurts, he's not ready to make this leap just yet. Nick Saban's never started a true freshman quarterback. He's certainly not going to do it now. So they start Blake Barnett, and next thing you know, Jalen Hurts takes over third quarter of the USC game, and the rest is history. So what I'm saying is, I've heard pretty much every single time there's been a competition at the position that there's problems at the quarterback spot, and we're just not sure. That's par for the course. And guess what? You're probably not going to find out in the spring game. Both quarterbacks, both Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson, could go out and throw 3 picks each, and it doesn't mean they can't play on Saturdays in the fall. So don't freak out if they look bad, and don't give them the Heisman if they look great. Still a long way to go before the quarterback position has to be ironed out. And I think, like most teams, a notable name enters the portal in the next 8 days. Would it surprise you if Alabama's potentially in the mix, especially if there's an established veteran guy that's played before? If a guy like that hits the portal, everybody and their brother is going to be clamoring for him, and Alabama will likely be one of those teams. So we'll see what happens, but don't overreact to the performance of Saturday, and don't overreact to the fact that there's buzz that maybe the quarterbacks haven't been as expected. I've heard that about 7 times, and the quarterback position in Tuscaloosa has, for the most part, always been in pretty good shape.